Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. And hold on a second. My tricorder just went off. Looks like there's an evil entity just a few feet from me. So let's go ahead and investigate it and find out what it's all about. Stand by. Well, we located the evil entity, and of course it's the body part of Christine, or parts of her anyways. As you can see here in front of you, we have most of the chassis, front suspension, and engine, mufflers, and exhaust all put in. Kind of go over with the engine part here. Basically that's all done with craft acrylic paints, and of course we have the four that we used, and for one it's going to be the bright gold from Craftsmart, and this is a metallic acrylic paint. That's the one that I used. The next one up is the actual silver sterling metallic from Folk Art. And the next one up is the Folk Art Metallic Gunmetal Gray. So that was the next one that I used. And lastly, I went ahead and did the chassis and front suspension and rear axle, and 99% of that part done by some black gloss paint from Craftsmart. Now as far as the engine's concerned, most of that was airbrushed, and some of the smaller details I went ahead and hand brushed those in. So and that's what we got. So we went ahead and, like I said, installed it to the chassis, and you can see how it all turned out. I'll do like a quick little 360. We also went ahead and put the tires on and glued those in place. And I will come back and touch up on the exhaust and mufflers with some probably steel gray and some aluminum, just to touch it up. But that's where we are with this part of the build, which probably took it to steps 4 on the instruction sheet. So that is done, and next up we will bring up some more of the interior bucket, and let me go ahead and raise this up a little bit, and so you can see right here. I'll bring this one up first. And all this has been painted with our bright red Craftsmart. I'll bring that into the focus picture. So this is basically a satin paint that I used. I will confess, when I first painted the interior bucket, I used some gloss red. I didn't like it, so I went ahead and degreased everything out and removed the paint and substituted it for the bright red satin Craftsmart. And it came out a little bit better for me when I airbrushed it on. But you can see here we have the dashboard, so nicely detailed. Alright, and next up we have our two side panel doors. And I'll take it off the clips here, bring her on in. So the darker color to contrast with the bright red, I actually custom color that with both the bright red and a little dash of some of the black satin, and just so it has a kind of a darker red to it. Just kind of offset the side door panels. and then I applied the silver sterling and some black on the door handles. And this is also the rear seat. Of course, again, I applied the custom color for the pattern on the seats, and then for the speakers in the back, I went ahead and used some silver sterling and some of the black satin using a toothpick. And of course, everything that I'm showing you now has all been futured, so I got all the paint sealed in for the most part. Let me see if I can bring this back on. Alright, and then of course we have the front seats that are pretty much exactly like the rear seats, again using the two-tone color. And of course then we have the back side as well. So there's that. And then we have, of course, the bottom part of the car that's painted all in bright red. The undercarriage here and the floor panel. I just basically did the floor mats again in the custom color and hand painted that all in there. Alright, so that's pretty much where we're standing at, but I got one more thing to show you because I want to get most of my painting done. And the last thing on the list, and I'll go ahead and bring the camera back down, eye level, and there we go. I went ahead and airbrushed on the again the silver sterling. Now this is just going to be like an undercoat. I will come back and paint it. It's white and red, but I usually start off with it, a lot of my vehicles with the kind of like a silver sterling or a chrome metallic undercoat as my primer. And this folk art silver sterling lays out pretty good through the airbrush once you thin it properly. So there you go. And I'm basically just kind of letting that dry. So that's that. And then of course then we have, last but not least, the actual hood. So I did the same thing as an undercoat for the silver sterling metallic. So there you go. I did both the top and the underside. So there we go. That's what we got so far for part one of this series on Christine, and that's about it. So until next time, we will catch you on the next video, and I hope everybody has a good Sunday, and we will catch you on the flip side. So long, everybody.